Imagine your husband and your therapist having secret text conversations and secret email messages about how you're cycling hormonally. Meanwhile, he's gaslighting and manipulating and lying to both the therapist and me. And now he's hosting a healing event, Cannadelic, in St. Pete, November 7th to the 9th, where he and his supporters will show you how you can heal your trauma through their stories, their advice, and their products. And that's the reason I feel like I need to share this, to warn everybody about who he is and who's supporting him, knowingly supporting him, a majority of them. He was up on stage recently at his Cannadelic Miami event, being interviewed by Dr. Angela Fisher, how he was the victim of narcissistic abuse. So here, I'm going to share these text messages with you, and I'll post them up here. Text messages between Peter Sessa, my ex-husband, and Sherry Kaplan, who was our therapist, the woman that I gave the Therapist of the Year award at the Entheo Awards at Cannadelic Miami in February of 2023, alongside Paul Stamets and Rick Doblin. All right, you ready? So here are the texts. So it starts off, I can't see the very beginning of the text, but he says, she said she texted you. I hope she did. Prayer hand, prayer hand, prayer hand, prayer hand. I'm so sorry, Sherry. Really, I don't know where else to turn. And then at 9:45 p.m., she responds, I'm so sorry this is happening to you again. I sent her a message for us to connect in the morning and Luke Hay a time to talk or meet up. Text me in the morning, sending you both my love for grace and a peaceful resolution. He says, thank you. She is still going off. She got your message, which is good. I really appreciate your reply. I'm exhausted. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know, maybe tell me the truth. That would be like, imagine what that would do, right? Stop gaslighting and manipulating me, making me feel like I'm going crazy. So then at 4:24 a.m., she texts him. The last looping cycle was July 4th. I'm looking at my notes. And then my ex-husband replies, this is really bad, Sherry. And then Sherry replies, I wonder if her hormone levels are playing a role in how intense this gets. And he says, she woke up at 3 a.m. screaming at me, flashing the lights. I'm running around the house looking for my keys to leave and I can't find them. And then Sherry says, I was scrolling back through my messages to see if I could find another time where she said you were lying about the company. I just know this has been a theme when she goes through bad cycles. For whatever reason, her text messages were deleted past July, yours or not. And when I was scrolling, it looked like you were texting me once a month around the same time a month, which may indicate that it's going with her and her motorcycle. I think she meant emotional, hormonal cycle or whatever. Not that you can say anything now. When she's out of the cycle, we can discuss it. And then he says, she's beyond angry. A few weeks ago, she broke my car windshield. It's not exactly true, but he likes to be the victim. So then she says, I have to get ready to go to Miami, but I just wanted to let you know that that's what I saw when I dug in this morning. Pete, go back and look through our messages if you've saved them. She's always beyond angry. She just posted on Instagram how much she loves you. Oh, she loves the only way for that to switch that quickly is neurology and hormones. Unless you're really withholding information from her, this seems like her usual cycle. You should think about how long it takes for her to get out of it and what typically goes on to help her get out. She also may need a neurological workup. That's from my therapist to my ex-husband when we were still married, and he was gaslighting and manipulating and lying to both of us. And then he goes on to say, this is all so traumatic to go through. She's angry now because she's saying I misled her about how much money I was making from Provita. And she's not totally wrong about that. it was 2020. We met in 2019, and he moved in with me at the end of 2019. So he's saying it was 2020, and we were arguing about how much money I sent to my kids. I told her I was making $1,500 a month that covered my kids' child support, and I was. It just changed to $1,000 around the same time. I didn't tell her about the change until 2022, which is what she told me. I was very scared at the time and was doing everything I could to make enough money to not hurt my kids. I borrowed from my dad, did unemployment, whatever I could, but I didn't tell her about losing $500 a month from Provita, which was still a lie. He was still lying until long after it happened. Basically, our entire relationship, he was lying to me. I have no excuse except that I was trying to do right by my kids and her. Not me. He was trying to do right by his kids, his ex-wife, who was still paying alimony to, and himself. Not me. He was not looking out for my best interest at all. I have no okay. I felt like if I told her, she'd leave me. Well, imagine that. Give me the freaking respect and decency to have the truth and the ability to make a logical, informed decision, an educated decision, if I want to stay with a liar, a narcissistic abuser, a covert narcissist, or not. Don't mislead me and then call me crazy and... Okay. I still don't remember the exact timeline, he says, and I wanted a chance to look into that. She's saying this is still me trying to lie. Is it? Or still me lying? Is it? This guy doesn't even know his ass from his fucking elbow. He is like, who is this guy? And who is he to be hosting a healing event where he's trying to use psychedelics to heal people's trauma? That is so dangerous. Someone being under the influence of psychedelics and having to deal with this trauma and this narcissist and his supporters. I mean, I always say birds of a feather, right? So then he goes on to say, so I want to admit this to her because I don't want her to feel crazy, even though I knew it wouldn't be well received well. She is definitely in a cycle, but she's not totally wrong. So am I in a cycle or are you fucking lying to me? Which one is it? Really? The other things she thinks that I'm lying about are totally wrong. I never lied to hide the company ownership from her. He lied to me about how much ownership he had in the company that was controlling our marital income and marital assets. She will, and then Sherry says, she will cycle down and be better able to talk to. When you do, you need to stay grounded, empathetic, but not begging. Are you fucking kidding me? These two are lunatics. And I'm actually, Amy has encouraged me to report Sherry to the Florida Licensing Board, so I'm going to do that today. She's doing more damage than good out there with all of this nonsense. And then he goes on to say, this started because she was going through the cabinets and thought I was hiding things like the box with her engagement ring and a card from a guy she doesn't like. Then she started going through my papers looking for evidence of something. She found an old W-2 form from Provita, which is another story. I don't know if you're still using that brand, but I believe now he's partners in Provita, so I would be cautious with supporting that company as well. And then he says, she found an old W-2 form from Provita, and it said I only made $12,000 in 2020, and it's very possible the drop was in January of 2020. I just wanted to make sure. This guy is full of crap. He's full of crap. I think at this point he believes his own lies. And I don't care if you believe me. I don't care what you think. I just need to get this information out there because he exploited me. He exploited my depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation. We created Cannadelic out of my exploration of psychedelics during a suicidal ideation to support others in finding these remedies to healing. And now he's continuing that, and he is a predator. Peter Sessa is a predator. And Tom Quigley, his business partner, is a predator. And I believe that anyone who supports them, they're just like him. Or they don't care. Either they're just like him, or they only care about greed and their ego. That's it. And I just want to warn the community that these are the people who are hosting this Cannadelic event in St. Pete on November 7th through the 9th. And they also do the Cannadelic Night Market. They also do Cannadelic Global now, apparently. And they did the most recent Cannadelic Miami. These are predators, and they are not looking to help you heal your trauma. And anyone who claims that they have the solution to heal your trauma is full of shit. And I believe that all this capitalism and exploitation of trauma and psychedelics is very harmful to people. And I don't support it at all. So be mindful of who you allow to hold space during your healing journey, including therapists, and also who you're getting your medicine from. Make sure it's a good quality medicine. Check and make sure it has a reliable lab test result. Like make sure it's from like a known lab company and not just something someone printed. Like you can connect it to the website and all that stuff, you know. Do your homework, because I was taken advantage of. It was so bad. I mean, I tried to take my own life, but it was so bad that I can't even go to a therapist now. It was hard for me to even trust a therapist to begin with, but I haven't been able to talk to a therapist since all this happened. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? My husband made it seem like I was crazy. My hormones were causing all of my questioning and confusion, and I was questioning my own memory. He had me thinking that the way I thought things happened weren't the way that they happened. Things would happen and he would say, no, that's not the way it happened. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'm like, I don't know, having seizures and I'm like, I can't remember things. I was questioning my own reality. This man is a sick man, and he's trying to heal your trauma. Wow. Unreal. And I apologize because I was too blind to see how sick the community really was and toxic the community really is, still is. And I've learned all of that through this healing journey, and I've had to heal myself on my own. So I wish you all well. Please do your homework, research who you're relying on to help you through healing, who you're working with in business, because look, he also screwed over Ian Beckles. He hurt Amy. I'm sure he has other ex-girlfriends who he's hurt. He screwed over Ian Beckles. Who knows? I'm sure there's many other people too. So I'm in a completely new career now. I don't even use cannabis anymore. I feel like it makes you too numb. It numbs you to this wonderful universe that we live in. I use psychedelics ceremonially from time to time, but that is it. I do not support a majority of the industry or community because I feel like they're capitalistic and greedy predators. So please do your homework, be well, and you have to look out for yourself. And no one's gonna save you, you have to save yourself. And unfortunately, you can't trust many people nowadays. That's what I've learned. So thanks for listening. I appreciate you letting me tell my side of the story and share with you why I'm concerned that he's the one hosting these healing your trauma with psychedelic therapy and cannabis events, and his supporters, who I've tried to warn about him, but they don't want to hear a word I have to say, including Dr. Angela Fisher, who interviewed him on stage in my last video. She told me via email that it looked to her like I was trying to steal Cannadelic from her, because that's the narrative that supported her continuing to use his events for exposure, even though I'm sure she could host these events on her own. I don't know why she even feels like she needs him, to be honest. But at this point, I think she's just like him. And his, birds of a feather, right? So all those people around him are just like him. And if you flock with him, you can't flock with me. Bye, guys. I wish you all the best in your healing journeys.